The news media is absolutely furious. They're so angry, they're not screaming about what they should be screaming about. But tonight, Anna Paulina Luna, Congresswoman, has just called for the shutdown of the federal government, and she's threatening to shut down the Senate unless John Thune and House Speaker Mike Johnson pass the SAVE Act. The SAVE Act is what only will allow American citizens to vote here in the United States. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but the thing the news media is not screaming about is the example that was just uncovered in Cumberland, Maine, where a law enforcement officer was just fired because he was arrested by ICE. He's an illegal alien. And I know we're not supposed to say those words, but here we don't care. So this is where we're at right now. Anna Paulina Luna is threatening if the Senate does not pass the SAVE Act, she's in full favor of shutting the floor down by any means possible. Probably not pulling the fire alarms like that Bowman moron, but she says, I'm not going to play games, especially being that half of the Republicans in both the House and Senate are more concerned about their reelection than they are saving the sovereignty of America. She goes on to say election integrity is an important thing for the future of our nation. I'm going to show you what the SAVE Act would do. I'm also going to show you the states that do not have voter ID, and it's going to blow your damn mind. So here are the states with no voter ID. You can see them highlighted in blue, and they're always blue. And it might make you scratch your head as to why they always vote Democrat, because there's no way to regulate who is voting. Look at Washington State, Oregon, California, New Mexico, Colorado, Illinois, Minnesota. You've got Virginia, looks like a little bit of New Jersey and Maryland, and then the entire Northeast, the entire New England area. Is it starting to make sense on why these states never have an opportunity to go red? Does it make sense? Because the states that Kamala Harris won, no voter ID. The states that have voter ID, Donald Trump won. So go ahead and think about that. Parse that one together. I don't think you need to be a rocket scientist to figure this one out, but that's what we're seeing. This is how important America is. This is how important voter ID is, because there's some funny business happening that nobody wants to talk about. Now, right now, we have 8 members of the Senate that are holding up the SAVE Act. And some of these names should probably sound a little familiar. You've got Rand Paul, Kentucky, Tom Tillis, North Carolina, Todd Young, Jerry Moran, Susan Collins, Chuck Grassley, Iowa, Lisa Murkowski, Alaska, and Mitch McConnell back in Kentucky. So both Kentucky senators, Rand Paul and Mitch McConnell, are both opposed to voter ID. These are all Republicans on the list. What are they hiding? What are they trying to prevent? And why are they working with Democrats to allow this to continue to happen? That's a question I would love for you to answer. For me, I read all of the comments in the chat. Let me know what you think about this. Now, I'll show you this. This is Mike Collins. No room for excuses. Pass the SAVE Act. And you can see here, photo ID required in dark blue. Non-photo ID required is in yellow, and no ID at all in the gray. So the word gray area really carries some weight here. And Anna Paulina Luna says if she doesn't pass, or if they don't pass the SAVE Act, she's shutting it all down, and then goes on to give you an opportunity to take a photo of this image with Senator John Thune's phone number on it. State senator out of South Dakota. And he damn sure doesn't seem like the patriot that most people in South Dakota would want him to be. So give them a call, 202-224-2321. And there's even a 1-800 number there so that they can pay for your call and you can express your discernment for this entire system, because it is a system and the system is working against Americans. Here's Anna Paulina's. Now, here's the one I really wanted to dive into. If we had voter ID, if we had stricter immigration policies, this would not happen. This is Cumberland, Maine. This is the sheriff there. It says North Carolina, but they got it wrong. Cumberland County Sheriff Kevin Joyce has a correction officer that's been arrested and should never be anywhere around law enforcement unless he's being handcuffed and sent out of the country. I'm going to play this clip for you here.
County Sheriff Kevin Joyce appeared very angry and frustrated at a press conference this afternoon. Now, we've spoken to him about ICE in the past, and he's remained pretty neutral. But he says this video of one of his corrections recruits getting detained by ICE has, quote, opened the door for him.
I'm a corrections officer at work in Cumberland County.
Cumberland County Sheriff Kevin Joyce confirming this is one of his corrections recruits, who was detained by ICE in Portland's Bayside neighborhood on Wednesday evening.
They all took off, leaving his car with the windows down, the lights on, unsecure, and unoccupied. They left it right on the side of the street.
He's more concerned about this criminal's car than the guy working for law enforcement. Okay.
Folks, that's Bush League policing.
At a press conference this afternoon, the sheriff issuing harsh criticism of how ICE acted.
This was a show of force, a show of whatever they were trying to do. It was 7 people.
Joyce says he was originally behind the federal government's effort to get criminals off the street, but this arrest and how it was done is changing his mind.
We're being told one story, which is totally different than what's occurring or what occurred last night.
He says this individual passed the rigorous application process to qualify as a Cumberland County corrections officer.
But they never checked his citizenship. What kind of Bush League crap is this, Sheriff? You have an illegal immigrant working for you.
And was cleared to work in the U.S. until April of 2029.
In fact, he was squeaky clean. Squeaky clean.
Joyce could not clarify the man's current status and says he does not enforce immigration law, but he knew this man was actively going to immigration court and doing all the right things.
I guess if you're not the card carrying, U.S. citizen, then he must be illegal, because that's what they told me is he's illegal.
You're absolutely right, Sheriff. If you're not a card carrying citizen, you are illegal. And I hope you get fired, and I hope you get charged for harboring a criminal migrant, which is exactly what should happen. We are living in an upside down world when a sheriff hires a criminal migrant and doesn't check the immigration status. This criminal migrant could have very well put on a badge and a uniform and maybe carried out the laws of the land. However, he should not be here. He's taking a job away from an actual American citizen. He's getting paid with American tax dollars. That's who pays the sheriffs and deputies. And he shouldn't be here. This is the clown world we are in. We are not enforcing voter ID. We're not even checking the immigration status for criminal migrants that are working in law enforcement. If this bothers you as much as it does me, smash the like and subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, join the channel as a member. This is how the channel stays alive. And share this with all of your friends. If you live in Portland, Maine, Cumberland County, you got problems. Get rid of the sheriff. If you're a voter in the United States, your vote is being devalued by all of the criminal migrants. We have to pass the SAVE Act to save America's sovereignty. No other country in the world allows this to happen. Try to go to Mexico and vote in one of their elections. You'll be in jail and you'll be arrested by a sheriff or a federale that is probably allowed to be in Mexico because they have stricter immigration policies than we do. I'll see you in the next one.